Hello everyone, I am from CSE Department, Lalpur Khalsa College of Engineering, presenting this video for subject PPS. Course code is BTPS 10118 and today our topic of discussion is strings, under which we will be discussing introduction to strings, reading and displaying of strings by various methods, passing strings to functions, and we will be discussing various string handling functions. So firstly, what is a string? A string is array of characters, that is, they are characters arranged one after another in memory. Thus a character array is called a string. So a string is defined as an array of characters. To manipulate text such as words and sentences, normally strings are used. Every string is terminated by using null character. The null character is a byte with all bits at logical 0. So each character within the string is stored within one element of the array successively. A string is always terminated by 0. That means if we are putting the last element as /0, that means it is end of that particular string. There are various operations that can be performed over arrays and the strings. So we can take it as an array of characters or a whole string. So the various operations that can be performed over character strings are reading and writing strings, copying one string to another, combining two different strings together, that is the merging operation or concatenation, and we can compare strings for equality. We can have a check whether two different strings are equal or same or not, or we can extract a portion of a string. So from a whole one single long string we can extract substring from that particular string. So a string variable is declared as an array of characters. So this is the syntax how we can declare a particular string. We will be using char as a data type. That means we are using an array, a string which is of character type. So here we have to mention the string name along with the size of the string. So let's say, taking an example, I am taking a character string with name of the string is name, and it is of 20 size. That means up to 20 letters, 20 characters I can store in this particular string. So when the compiler assigns a character string to a character array, it automatically supplies null character, that is \0 at the end of the string. So the C compiler inserts the null character automatically at the end of the string. So initialization of null character is not essential. Even if null is added at the end of the string, compiler does not throw any error. So now is the initialization of string variable. We have to assign the values to our string. Declaration is by using char name and the size of the string, and now is the initialization. We have to assign some initial values, that is we have to read the or give the string. So here strings are initialized in either of the two ways. The first one is we can do the assignment as well as the declaration in one statement. Here we are declaring the array with name of size 4 which is of character type. That means this particular array is a string and it will hold character type. And here is the assignment. My string is Ram. So here I have inserted in each element one character RAM, and and the string is terminated by using the null character over here. So this is how we can initialize our string. So here, if I don't want to give the size, this can also be done without providing the initial size or defined size. I can also assign my string. The another way to initialize the string is this. We can declare it by char name size is 4, and here is the assignment. We are not individually providing the characters to each slot, rather we can provide the whole string without null character at the end. So the compiler will automatically get the null character here. This will be stored as at the index 0 of the array. R will be stored at index 1, A will be stored index 2, M will be stored, and at the end null character will be assigned. So when we initialize a character array by listing its elements, the null terminator or the size of the array must be provided explicitly by the compiler. Here is the example to read and display the string. So we simply want to read the elements of the string by manual method. That means is the similar way we use in the assignment or initialization of a regular array. So for this we need to have a loop here. Let's say we have taken an array with name and size is 30 and it is of character type, and ch is the variable of character type, and integer I we are taking to progress the loop. So this is the loop variable here, and we simply want to read the elements of the loop. So here the loop will be executed till we are not terminated it by hitting the enter button. So as soon as we will press enter, it will be terminated. So here ch variable is used to hold the read values. So here we are using the get character function, that is the inbuilt function we are using to read each character at a time. So this function will read one element. Let's say it has read R. So R will be stored in ch, and which will be ultimately placed at index value given over here. So since we are starting from I value 0, so here at 0 index ch, that means R will be stored, and the loop will move on for the next iteration. Now the value of I is 1, and again we are taking one character. Let's say I have read A. So A will be stored in ch build and that will ultimately be stored at index 1 of name, and similarly goes on and till we are not pressing the enter button. So at the end we are here initializing the last index value as null, so that compiler came to know that this is the last this is the end of the one string, and we are simply here printing the string that we have read. So for that we are using the formatted string, that is %s for strings, and it will display all the elements stored by name array. So this is how we can do read and display of a particular string by a manual function. So this whole function is done by manual. We have used here a regular reading method for array. So while loop is been used. Now we can read and display the string values by using the printf and scanf function. So let's see how we can do this. So here we are taking an array of character type with name, and 20 is the size. So firstly we have to enter the elements of this particular array. So we want to read the whole string at once. Rather than inputting character by character, now we are going to read whole string at once. So for that we are using scanf %s for string and name here. That means all the string, let's say I have read hello, so whole HELLO will be read at once and will be stored at the name array. Now we want to display the string. So here we are using printf, and your string name is our message and %s will be the string that we have read. So in name array whatsoever the string is available, that will be displayed. So since we have read here hello, so hello will be displayed by using %s name. So this is how we can use printf and scanf for reading a string and displaying the same string. Now we are having inbuilt functions for read and write the whole string without using any loop, without using any formatted string. So we are having two functions, one is gets and the other one is puts, to read and display the string. So let's see how it works. Firstly we are having a declaration of character of array, that means our string. The array name is name and the size is 30. So here we are going to read the array elements. So for that we have displayed first a message to enter name. So gets name will read the elements for name array. So name is our string here and it will read whole string at once. Let's say I want to read hello. So gets function will read hello and store hello elements, all the characters in the name array, that is our string. So now I want to display the same string. For that firstly I have displayed the message that is printf name, and here puts function will be used to display the string. So here puts function will display the elements that are stored by name string. So under name array whatsoever the elements are available, that will be displayed. So you can see here we are not using any of the loop as we did in case of arrays of a string, and we have read one character at a time. Rather we are reading whole string at a time by using gets function. And also with the help of printf and scanf, you have seen we are using a formatted string, that is %f, %s. So we are not using any of the formatted string, rather we are directly using the inbuilt function gets and name of the string here. So it will read the string at once and it will puts function will display the whole string at once. Now we are having various string handling functions. Strings need to be manipulated by the programmer. It can be done manually, but it is time consuming. So that is why we are using various string handling functions, so that we can manipulate our existing strings. So let's see an example. We have to count the length of the string. That means how many elements a string consists. That count we need to find. So if we are going to do this by manual procedure, this is the manual procedure, our example showing here. So if we are going to do it by manual, it consumes a little more time as far as lot more instructions. So let's see here. Firstly we are taking a string of size 50 and two integer variables are required, I and length. This is the loop variable and this will hold our count. So firstly we are entering our text, that means we are getting the string, and let's say I have inputted here computers. So my string now is computers that we have entered, and I want to read the characters of the string now. So for that I have to use the while loop, and it will moves on till we are not encountered with null character. So as far as the input string encounters null, it will terminate off, and otherwise it will moves on for the next iteration, and with every iteration I am going to increase the value of length. Initially the variable length is consisting 0 value, so it is starting from 0. Let's say my string is computers, and firstly one character is at 0 index, so it is starting from 0. I value is 0, it is starting from 0. At 0 position C is available, so it is not null, so that is why it will enter the loop. Now as it enters the loop, length will be increased. That means the value from 0 now will be increased to 1. So 1 is the value and it moves to the other iteration. And the next element, next index value is O. CO. O will be the next value, so it is not null, and it will again increase the value. So it will keep on increasing the value till S, and after S, computers, after S, when it finds null, it will terminate and tell us the length. So length will be displayed by using the length variable. So this is how we can proceed it by manually. But if we use the string handling function, we can reduce the time and number of instructions to do the same. So here we are having the inbuilt function, that is strlen, that is to find the length of a particular string. So here my string is input string of size 50, length is the counting variable, and firstly I have inputted the string. So here by gets function I am reading the string as, let's say again, computers. So computers is the string that will be read by gets function, and it will be stored in input string here. So now I want to count the length of the string, that means how many elements, how many characters are consisting by the string. So here I am using the variable length equals to strlen is the string length function, and I want to know the length of input string. Here input string holds the value, holds the string computers, and I want to know the length of this particular string. So here I am providing the function name and the string name. So it returns me the length of the string. So my string is computers and it holds the length 9. So here this function will return me the value 9, and the value of length variable will be now is 9. So I will print the length here with variable length, and here 9 will be displayed. So you can see here it is quite simpler by using the string handling function to get the length of the string rather than doing it by manual. Similarly, we are having various string handling functions to have some operations over the string, and for that we have to include the string.h header file to use these functions, because these are stored in header file string.h. So the functions that we can use are string length, that we have already discussed, that is strlen. This is the function which calculates the length of the string. In this same way, we can copy one particular string to another string. So for that we can use the strcpy, string copy function, which copies a string to another string. Next we are having string concatenations. That means we can join two different strings. So if we are having string 1 and string 2, we can concatenate, merge both of the, or we can simply join two strings and get one single long string. So for that we can use strcat function for concatenates or joins two strings. And next we are having compare function, that is strcmp function. which compares two different string and returns whether the two strings are different or alike or similar. So this can be computed by using strcmp function. Next we are having strlwr function. Suppose we are having the string, in uppercase or in a mixed case, upper and lower, and I want to convert the whole string into a lower case. So for that this particular function can be used, that is strlwr, and it converts the string to lower case. Next we are having strupr. Similarly, if I want to convert the whole string into whole upper case, so for that we can use this particular function over here. Let's have a look to example to copy a string to another string. So for that we need to have two strings. So we have declared two strings, one with name copy of size 50 and the other one is with name paste of size 50, and I is our variable in case we need to get the whole string, so we can use it later on. So here we are simply displaying a message to enter your name. So our string is initially copy, so I am reading copy here. So that means we are using the gets function to copy to get a string with name copy. So I am here, let's say, inputting the string as functions. So function is my string, so which will be read by gets function. Now I want to copy this function string to the another string, that is paste. So I want to have the same elements of paste as copy is having. So here I am using the strcpy function, that is string copy. This is the destination where I want to place my data or the string, and this is the source from where I want to copy. So here functions is the string which is holded by copy, and it will be copied to paste here. So here when I'll display the content of paste, it will be similar to copy. So now I want to simply display the string, that is paste. So here puts function is used to display the contents of paste string, which will ultimately display as functions. So this is how we can use the inbuilt function string copy. Likewise, if I want to concatenate two strings, suppose we are having here three strings. One is first name college, middle name applied, last name is business. So these are our three strings, and I firstly want to concatenate or join first name, that is college, and middle name, that is of applied. So when I'll be using here string concatenation function, that is strcat, and string 1 and string 2 will be provided here. Those I want to join. So here I am joining first name and middle name. So when I'll display this string first name, that will be a concatenated result. So it will merge these two, it will join these two and store in the first one. So here it will be, the result will be college of applied. Now again I am concatenating first name, that is college, and last name, that is business. So here string 1 and string 2 will be joined and stored in string 1 here. For that I am using strcat function to join or concatenate two strings. And when I am displaying the result, it will be college business. So this is how we can join or concatenate two different strings by using the strcat function. Now suppose I am having some input string and I want to reverse the string. So here string is my string with size 25, and I am here reading the string. Let's say I have read hello. So hello is my string which will be read by gets function and which will be stored in string. And now I want to reverse the string. So here I will be using strrev. This is the function to reverse our string, and here I am providing the string name. So strrev will reverse the string, that is the name of my string. And then when I display the string, it will be in reverse order, that is OLLEH will be displayed for reversed hello. So it will reverse my string. So similarly we can, if we want to lower the cases, we'll simply use the strlwr function and provide the name of our string. It will lower the whole content of that particular string, and same is with the strupr. So this is how we can manipulate the strings by using the string handling function. So today in this lecture we have discussed about strings, about the manual procedure to get the strings and display the string, and also the string handling functions are being discussed. So this is all about strings. Thanks for today. Thank you very much.